Hi my loves, welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. We've got a big week this week. Again, a really big preparation week, but this is now deep soul preparation, because I do just want to mention at the start of this weather report that we are now in eclipse season. So the last Pisces new moon opened up the eclipse portal, and you might be feeling it, that little sense inside that something's about to happen, something big is coming, change is coming. There might be that kind of little lower level anxiety that we're telling ourselves is excitement, but a sense that everything's about to shift, everything's about to change. And in all honesty, it really is. This next set of eclipses, the Libra full moon lunar eclipse followed by the Aries new moon total solar eclipse, are going to be huge portals of change, transformation, evolution, beginning to really move forwards in a new direction in your life. They're going to be huge. Life on the other side of these eclipses is not going to be the same as life when we enter the eclipses. Who we are on the other side of these eclipses is not going to be the same as who we are when we enter these eclipses. And that change, evolution, transformation, it really does begin this week. So our week, our kind of astrological week, actually officially begins on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we've got the spring equinox. We've got the sun moving into Aries. So this is the beginning of a brand new astrological year. Now, this is when we should be beginning to start to awaken, to make changes, to move out there in the world. You've all heard my thoughts on the traditional New Year and how the traditional New Year just does not resonate with me. So this is the beginning of my new year. The spring equinox now is when we start to feel the seeds of everything beginning to awaken. Nature all around us is beginning to come back to life and awaken. And at the start of a new astrological year, this is where we then begin to set our intentions of what it is we want to create, manifest and grow in our lives over the next astrological year. The sun on this day also enters Aries. So we've got big Aries energy, eclipses being in Aries energy, the lunar nodes being on that Libra Aries axis. So this Aries energy this time around is going to be more powerful than usual. Aries energy being the trailblazer, the energy that wants us to become the leader in our lives, to step out there, to go after what we want, to make things happen, to be the one that goes first, to not be afraid anymore. And we've got such a beautiful, beautiful conjunction on this day of Mercury and Chiron, which may stir up a lot of old wounding, may stir up a lot of insecurity, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, but it's because this Mercury and Chiron conjunction wants to show you what will always hold you back from being who you came here to be and going after what you want if you let it. So this is going to be such a powerful day of self-discovery, of like, hold on a second, I let that same fear hold me back from doing that, and then doing that, and then it stopped me from doing that, and then I didn't do that, and then I didn't believe in myself enough to do that. We're going to have just this huge day of self-discovery where there's a part of us that's going to suddenly want to rise above all the doubts, all the fears, all the wounding, everything that's happened to us in the past. We're going to want to sort of rise above that into this new, more powerful version of us, knowing that what we've been through has been part of our soul's growth and evolution to help us to grow into the version of us that we are on this spring equinox. As we stand here on this equinox, as we stand here on this doorway into a whole new beginning, everything that's happened to you in your life has been leading you to this point. And so this equinox day really wants you to have that moment of self-discovery and to make that choice. It's almost like you're going to be at the door of entering into something new in your life, and you're going to have the choice to stay where you've always been with the same doubts and fears and past and this happened and that happened and or you're going to get the chance to go, I'm going through the door. So it's going to be such a huge shift. Now, this is going to continue then on Thursday when we get the sun sextile Pluto. I'm smiling because this is such a powerful week. As the sun meets Pluto on Thursday, the day after the equinox, we've decided to walk through the door. The sun sextile Pluto is soul growth. It's a a drive towards your destiny. You're going to feel just a pull then. It's almost like you're going to enter through the door and then this thing's going to pull you. This invisible thread of your soul is going to go, oh, thank God, finally, now here we go. And it's going to be this huge pull forwards to more of your destiny, more of your soul's growth, more of your soul's lesson, more of your soul's purpose, more of you. It's going to be a day of just soul goals, of pushing towards those soul goals, of really understanding on a deep level. It might not quite get into the mind yet, but understanding on a deep level what your soul came here to do and how your soul came here to grow and evolve, and how everything that you go through in your life is helping you to do that. So there's going to be such a huge soulful evolutionary moment on Thursday, which is then going to be backed up on Friday as we get Venus meet Saturn. Now, as Venus meets Saturn in a conjunction, Venus is our self-worth, our values, how we love ourselves, take care of ourselves, and also relationship, beginning with relationship with self. As Venus meets Saturn, there's going to be, based on what you've been through the days before, and especially that big soul evolution moment around Thursday. Friday, then we're going to find a new inner support and foundation for who you are, new levels of self-belief, self-worth, self-knowing, knowing your value. It's going to be like you go up a level and suddenly go, boo, these are my new boundaries around who I am, what I will and won't accept. And there's going to be such a deep foundation of inner support, so you're not going to look for it so much in the outside world. There won't be so much, like normally when we're about to make a big decision and we want to really move towards a new evolution in our growth, we might like ask for permission from a few people. Oh, I'm thinking of doing this, what do you think? And then when other people say, oh, that's a great idea, then we go, yeah, it's a great idea. There's going to be less need for that external anything, and there's going to be this big inner foundation of knowing, of being able to stand in the presence of your own truth. Now, I do just want to make mention that this might test relationships. Whenever we've got Venus and Saturn coming together, it can test relationship, particularly relationship boundaries. So you might find around these days that you need to start to set clearer boundaries with people. And I do just want to give you the reminder that the only people that will ever have problems with your boundaries are the people that benefited from you not having any boundaries. So you might find there's some relationship tests around these days. This is also tests around relationships you've outgrown. So if you truly do want to evolve and grow in the way that your soul wants you to, that does sometimes mean letting go of people in your life because those relationships are keeping you stunted. So you might find there's a test in close relationships of you either having to set new boundaries, claim new boundaries, people trying to push your boundaries, people beginning to see you grow and evolve and wanting to pull you back down, and you having to then make that decision to again walk through the door to grow beyond where you've always been kept down, or you've been the person that everybody expected you to be, and now there's this element of kind of breaking free into more of who you want to be. So just be mindful of relationships around this time, of them being tested, any relationships that feel perhaps a little bit strained, and where you need to set bigger boundaries in relationships. This week just continues then. On Saturday, we get Mars moving into Pisces. Now, as Mars, that motivation of drive, or that planet rather, of motivation, drive and desire moves into Pisces, the soulful, spiritual dreamer of the zodiac, there is going to be this huge inner drive to begin to follow your intuition and feelings. So rather than pay attention to here, remember at the beginning of the week when Mercury met Chiron, we met where our mind can keep us stuck with the voices and the doubts and the fears and the limiting beliefs and the questioning. When Mars moves into Pisces, we're going to drop into here. We're going to start to be able to trust our intuition so much more. We're going to be able to feel our feelings and gain the wisdom behind what our feelings want to tell us. And most of all, we're going to want to act on our intuition and act on our soul goals. So where we've realized what those soul goals are through the week, our evolution, the ways we want to evolve and grow and expand, Mars in Pisces then is going to give us this drive to act on what our soul wants us to do, on what our soul came here for. So we might find ourselves just suddenly out of nowhere making these snap decisions. And this is again preparing us for eclipses, because remember, eclipse season comes in to course correct us of where we've got out of alignment with where our soul wants us to be. So this is where there can be big endings, big changes, big things coming seemingly out of nowhere. But in actual fact, when we get deep, we've known for a little while. Mars in Pisces is going to help us to start to act. So suddenly something big's going to happen and we're going to make a snap decision to do something, go somewhere, leave something, move house, quit jobs, do this. And it's that preparation for eclipse season. So when eclipse season comes around, it's going to help us to evolve more powerfully rather than having to course correct us too much. So huge energy then of just acting on our spirituality, acting on our soul's nudges, following the real deep inner guidance from our soul. And then on Sunday, we get Venus sextile Jupiter, which is just going to help us to want to share more of ourselves with the world, share more of who we are with the world, step into more of our purpose in the world. There's going to be a sense of deep inner contentment and happiness, and what brings you joy and what makes you feel alive and purposeful and powerful. And then the desire to share more and more and more of that with the world. Share more of your soul with the world, just bearing your soul. This is me. This is who I am. Let me show you who I truly am. So this is going to be such a beautiful week for preparing us for the eclipses. The more you can pay attention this week, the more powerful the eclipses will be. If you want to know how to work with the eclipses, we're going to do a Prepare for Eclipse Season workshop on Thursday, where I'm going to talk you all the way through these eclipses, how they're making us feel, what they're asking us to do, how we can work with these powerful power. I mean, these energies really are life-changing. They truly are life-changing. So join us for that if you want to know all about the eclipses. But the more you can prepare this week, this is a week of soul growth, soul evolution, really beginning to find a deep understanding of who you are and what you came here for, so that then you can continue to expand that with the eclipses. And also, as a special thank you to all of you for pre-ordering the Goddess Path and for supporting me, I'm going to do a spring equinox ritual with the goddess. So to celebrate the new book, we're going to gather together with the goddess. That's going to happen on Monday night. It's a replay that you'll get from that. So you can sign up. You can find all these links in my bio, on my website, on my newsletters. You'll find them out there. I'll put some links maybe underneath here as well if I can. But yeah, we're going to do a spring equinox awakening with the goddess. So I'll introduce you to a goddess, and she will help you to really begin to feel into what wants to expand and grow and come to life through you. So you can join us for that as well. But I'm sending you so much love for this week, my darlings. Really, I mean, powerful week. The more you can prepare this week, the more those eclipses are just going to send you along your soul's path, and the more you're going to evolve and transform. So remember, growth can sometimes feel like pushing out of our comfort zones. It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel scary. It can feel uncertain. It can feel like we don't know what's going on. But we're going to get through this together. As always, we will navigate this together. I will be here for you every step of the way. So yeah, join that Eclipse Season workshop if you really want to know the hows, and otherwise I will keep checking in with you. We've got this. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you soon, my darlings. But prepare for soul growth this week. That's what we came here for. These times are what we came here for, and they're going to feel big but so exciting. So let your soul be seen. So much love.